Hello. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. Gonna wait for a couple of more people to start showing up. Oh, I can see some faces starting to show up. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to play today. We've got some fun things to play with. This week has been really fun. We've been doing this collaboration with Brutus Monroe and Thermoweb. And so Thermoweb kindly sent a bunch of fun things to play with. So I've just been learning to use some new things. Not too long ago, I did a live where I showed some different ways to foil. And I have showed some different foiling projects on my social media. Hi Seal. Hi Gina. Hi Robin. But today I thought I would use something that this was the first time I've used it, and that is I'm going to use the flock transfer sheets. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch out the camera view so you can see what I'm doing, and let's get started and have some fun. All right, let's see if I can, there we go. All right, I think we're good. I just need my tablet here in a second.
Not working. You're gonna do
Tablet's not working. Okay, hopefully the positioning is good because I don't have my second source to show me.
I'll tell you.
Thank you, Darren, for moderating again. All right, so what we're going to start with, I told you we're going to use the Deco foil sheets, and let me just show you what they look like first of all. So I'm going to be using, this one's called Emerald Green, and the other one that I have is called Ruby Red. And I'll just pull out one of these sheets. And I'll just show you. So I don't know how well the camera's picking this up, but they're fuzzy. They're flocked. And so I thought it would be fun to use these. You could use them on so many different things. You could use them on your sentiments. You could use them on, oh gosh, it's Christmas time. There's so many things, but today we will go for, well, I'll just show you. So the first thing you're going to want to do, the way that we're going to use it, is we're going to use the Deco Foil Transfer Gel Duo. And this is going to give the flock something to stick to. So I'm using my media mat, which I love for this because this is kind of a messy process, but it's really fun. Also, the Deco Foil Stencil Pal, this thing is amazing. If you don't have one of these, you definitely would like this changed stenciling for me.
Karen says hi.
Hi, Karen.
Georgia says hi.
Hi, Georgia.
Belinda says hi.
Hi, Belinda.
Sylvia says hi.
Hi, Sylvia. Okay, well, it would help if I told you what we were going to use with our Deco flock. We are going to use it with a stencil today, a couple of them. We're going to use, these both are really fairly new. This one is called Cooper and this one is called Klerk. And I thought that these kind of looked, this one in particular looked kind of like a Scandinavian design to me. And I kind of like that Scandinavian Christmas feel. So this is one that I used on one, and this is the one I'm going to show you right now. This is the one that's called Cooper. Excuse me, I hate to do that in the camera, but I had to clear my frog. Sorry about that. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use your Pixie Spray. This is another key to stenciling, to successful stenciling. This is game changer. This just puts a little bit of a tackiness on your stencil. We'll just move that out.
Jen says hi.
Hi, Jen. And you're just going to want to back up a little bit. And I wouldn't recommend doing it right on your mat. I usually use a little, I have a little pan, little wash pan that I use, but I don't have it handy, so we're just going to keep going. So then just let it get a little bit tacky. Mine already actually had some on it, so I didn't really worry about putting too much on there. And then we're just going to kind of center that. And now, see, it's stuck. So you can see if you're using any kind of liquidy kind of thing with your stencil, that just makes it so much nicer because it makes it a little tighter. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my purple tape just to, and so we've talked about this a lot lately in the lives, I've noticed. So this tape is pressure activated. So if you have some purple tape and you're not too sure about it, if it's not sticking for you, it's probably because you haven't pushed it down enough. So pull it out and give it another shot, because it definitely works much better once you've activated it with that pressure. Okay, so now that we've got all of this set up, we're going to take a spatula and just dig out some of our transfer gel. And I will probably not even need all of that, but we'll just scrape it off. So I'm going to go ahead and use my stencil pal.
Tisha says hello.
Hi, Tisha. And I like the way that this just evenly distributes the product. This is great with all of the different glazes. This is great with modeling paste. This thing is just so helpful. Okay, so I think we've got all of our little nooks and crannies. I think I'm going to go over it one more time because I want to make sure I've got this edge. We definitely want to make sure there's enough of this on there that our flock will have something to stick to. So then I'm just going to take my spatula and put my excess back in my jar, because of course we don't want to waste our product, right? Okay, and this is just going to need to dry for like an hour, but thankfully I can show you one now because I knew I couldn't think of things to say for an hour, I don't think. So we'll take that off, and I'm gonna go ahead and peel that off.
Don't forget to talk about the sale.
And then you're gonna want to immediately wash that off. So I'm just gonna set mine down in my sink.
Charlotta says hello.
I just wanted, what was that?
Charlotta says hello.
Hi, Charlotta. I just wanted to set that down and put a little water on it so it doesn't get too sticky. So we're just gonna move this out of our way. I'll use that another day. And I'll bring you one that is actually done, but we're just gonna clean up our mess a little bit. So first I'm just gonna use a little baby wipe, and then I'm gonna use one of my favorite things. And that is my Squeaky Clean, and I'm gonna go ahead and use that with my microfiber cloth. Let's see, I've got a little bit of this. I got most of the stickiness off because I don't want to get the adhesive all over my cloth, but to get just the little bits that are left now, I think is okay. So I'm just going to go ahead, and you can see I use this all the time. It's time to throw it in the washer. I just keep forgetting until I go to do one of these, and then I'm like, oh, how embarrassing, my cloth is so dirty. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and just kind of wipe down our little stencil pal. And I'll just do a quick job so that I can move on to the next step, because the next step is where some of the magic happens. Okay, so now, just move that over there. We've got, this is a dry one. And this has been drying for about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. So you can see it just gets shiny. And it dries clear. And then we're going to take, on this one, let's do two. We're going to do a green one and a red one. So on our red one, I'm just going to use a full sheet. I'm just going to set that right on there. And then I should cut down my green one a little bit, because we don't need that whole thing. So we'll just kind of cut off a little bit of the excess. Okay, so we could use this piece for a sentiment or whatever. All right, I'm sticking to it.
Talk about the flock and what's available.
Okay, so I do want to point out one thing before I forget. Today is the last day. There is a sale going on right now on the Brutus Monroe site where if you purchase anything from, if you look under shop, there's different categories you can shop under. And there is a Deco foil category. And if you make a purchase in the Deco foil category, there is a free gift, and it is really cool. It's they're kind of like this. They remind me of this kind of scraper kind of thing, but they're called media movers, and some of them have different, like one of them has a jagged edge. So if you're using something like, say you're using chroma glaze or something like that, then you could move a pattern into it. And I did take advantage of that, so I will be getting one of those, and I'll probably show it at some point in a video, but take advantage of that sale because you get that for free if you make a purchase on the Deco foil category. And like I said, that does end tonight. That ends at midnight Eastern time. Actually at 11:59 if you want to get really precise. And then as far as the flock goes, I don't know that these two colors are available on the site, but there are tons of colors on there. So check and see what there is. I am sure there's something that will tickle your fancy. Okay, so you're going to just take your paper and you're going to just put it in like a piece of parchment or something you can feed through your laminator. Now I'm going to pull my laminator out where you can see it a little better. I'm hoping that you can see that. And I just have a little cheap laminator. I think I got this one on Amazon for like 20 bucks. It was not expensive. And it is doing the trick for me. So, and I did let this heat up for a good 20 minutes or so. I don't know if you really need it to heat up that long, but I did just because I wanted to make sure it was nice and hot and ready to go. So on the directions that I read for this, because I did read the back of my little transfer sheet package, it tells you to feed this through twice. I'm kind of talking fast. Am I missing any questions, Darren?
No questions.
Sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I remember all the details.
Everybody's really quiet.
Is there anybody on who has used the flock before, the flock sheets? Or is this new to you? Because this is the first time I had used these. But now that I've used them, I think they're really fun, and my brain is swimming with new ideas of things I want to do with it. Okay, so we've almost got our first pass through.
Gina asked does the gel work with the foil paper also?
Yes, it does. I was trying to see if it tells me all the things it works with, but yes, I know that it does work with the, transfer foil or flock. Okay, so we're going to feed it through our did I do it twice or second time? I think I might have done it twice.
That was just once.
Okay, that was once. Thanks. It's good to have Darren here to keep me on track, huh?
Tisha said new and she wants to get it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really fun. There's so many fun things you can do with it. I was trying to think of different things I want to play with now.
Jen said she has it, but she hasn't used it yet. I'm glad you're showing it.
I know, it's one of those things where it's a little intimidating until you go to do it, and then you're like, oh, what was I nervous about? That's kind of how I felt about foil, too. But they're really pretty easy to use, and the results are something that I love because it's kind of a simple technique, but it delivers a punch. In fact, when you see the cards that we're going to do 2 cards today, and they're both really pretty simple cards when you look at them, but I love them. I think they're really cute. So, I think we're just about through our second one. Sorry, it does move pretty slow. but it has to heat it all the way through. So, okay. So do we want to reveal them both at the same time, or should I run the other one through and then do it? Let's do that. We'll build up a little bit of anticipation. Okay, we'll feed this one through.
Gina says she is glad you're doing this because she's been wanting to learn how as well. It sounds like people haven't tried it yet. So.
Yeah, this is really fun, and like I said, it's slick as a whistle, and this stuff is pretty cool. The transfer gel. And I really like the stencils. I think these are both really pretty stencils. Oh, the other one's in the sink. But yeah, there's a whole group of new release of the stencils, and I think they're amazing. And there's so many that got released at once that it's kind of easy to kind of glaze over and not notice each design. But if you'll take the time to look at each one, they're like snowflakes. You know, they're each unique and they're all beautiful. All right, let's see. Let's see. Gosh, this is even slower than I thought. Probably because I'm live, I'm feeling it more. Has anybody started their Christmas cards? All right, we just got stamps in at work for postage stamps. We need to put this through one more time and then we can do our big reveal. We got, they have some really cute Christmas ones. In fact, one of them does kind of have that Scandinavian, the new Christmas stamp kind of has a Scandinavian feel to it. And that might be where I got the inspiration for this card without even consciously realizing that till now.
Gina said I made some Christmas cards.
Oh, Gina, you are on it. Gina has started her Christmas cards.
She's in the s'mores coffee box.
Oh, I love that box. The s'mores box is so cute. In fact, I have that set sitting right here. I adore this. This is from the inspiration box. This is called S'more Coffee. I'm not sure if any of these boxes are available still. But if they are, jump on them because this is seriously one of the cutest kits that we've had so far. And I loved all of them. But that one's really, I mean, you gotta look at that. I did use this last week. You probably remember if you were on last week, my little s'mores card. So many fun things. Okay, we're gonna move our laminator out of the way now.
Gina says she loves that set.
It is so cute. Okay. So let's reveal. Okay, so here is our first one. I will say this. I learned the hard way last night. You kind of you don't want to go too fast because you want to make sure your flock is going to stay behind. And yeah, there we go. Almost there. And actually, I think this piece could be cool on a card too. I mean, may as well use them both. All right, so here is our fuzzy card panel. And then let me go ahead and show you the red one. And then we'll put our cards together. And tell me if you think this looks kind of Scandinavian.
Gina said it's so cool.
Isn't that fun? And you saw it was really easy.
Can you get closer with the panel? See the fuzz?
Is it focusing?
Yeah, well, you weren't far enough to tell that it was actually fuzzy, so if you move a little closer, it might work.
Even closer?
Yeah, with the red one.
Is it showing now?
I'm delayed, couldn't tell you.
All right, I'm holding this here for a minute to see if you can see the fuzziness. You can hear it.
Looks good.
Isn't that fun? All right, hopefully you could see that. And then again, you could use this piece for something else. All right, so let's go ahead and pull out the pieces for our card. So I just started with a little, our card back, and I went ahead and I'll be honest with you right now. I had a little spot where I didn't have enough of the gel. So I am all about making it work. So
Mary says bye.
Who did?
Mary Landers.
Hi, Mary. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that. And we're just going to use, I think we'll just use some glue. I haven't used this yet, so let's try this glue. This is called Ultra Bond. So you can be there right there with me when I use it for the first time. Okay, so we'll just put a little bit of this on. And I'm just going to stick that right here. And then I just cut out this little sentiment. I don't know if you can see it. It says joy. I think it might be backwards in your view, and I'm very sorry. I don't know how to fix that. But let's go ahead and stick that on here. So I used the circle dies. Brutus Monroe has an awesome, okay, that glue comes out kind of fast, so be careful. They're circle foundation dies, so if you do not have circle dies, I highly recommend them. Everybody needs circle dies, I'm telling you. I don't know how I could do it without them. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick that on, and hopefully not stick me on it. Okay, and now we'll just put a little bit down, if I can get tiny little. I'm kind of afraid because I know it comes out kind of fast. There we go. Okay, so the real trick, I have got to get me one of those little detail grabbers because I have fat fingers for these little things. Okay, one down. We'll put our littler one right, oh. All right. And now I'm just going to put a couple of these foam squares behind that. Hi Ken, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Okay. So we're just going to add a little more dimension, if I can pick it up. And we are just going to put a few of these foam squares on the back. I like these foam squares because they have quite a bit of foam. They're a little thicker than some. The only thing I have to figure out is how to get the backing off. There we go. My fingers are sticky from the glue. And I just don't have very much fingernail to get the backing off. Okay, we did it. Yay! Okay. Let's put this guy right here. And then we'll just add a little bit of this adhesive to it. I think that's about right. And one card down. Super simple. And then we'll just finish this guy off. And I did trim this one down a little bit. I trimmed away. It's great with the border, but I actually for mine that I'm going to make the card out of, I went ahead and trimmed it down so it would not have a border. And these are actually from the set we were just talking about. These are the cute little gloves and the little scarf. You can see them on here. And then I thought this was perfect. The Autumn Sunrise stamp set has this stamp that says sweater weather. I love this stamp set. So I thought that would be perfect with this. But first I think that this red and white just kind of screams like it needs a bow. So first we'll tie a bow on our card. I think we'll kind of make it go to the right side a little bit. Alright, let's see if I can make my bow look good. Knowing that I'm being watched making the bow.
Mary says very nice.
Ah, thank you. Let's see if I can make it tie nicely. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and trim that ribbon down. I just have to find my scissors. I usually cut the ends of my bow just barely longer than the loops. I don't know if there's a rule of thumb, but that's my own rule of thumb. Okay, so we'll go ahead and adhere that. You can see I already got something on the back of that.
Yes, that's very cute.
Oh, thank you. So we'll go ahead and we will get that on there. And honestly, I think that's cute. It's just simple and cute. The stencil is so pretty and that flock is so fun. You don't need a whole lot more. Probably should have moved my bow a little bit before I taped it. Let's see if I can still move it a little. I don't want to fuss too much, you know, sometimes less is more, but I kind of like this centered because, hang on one sec, I'm going to have to fuss a little bit.
Mary said she saw one of your bows this week and it was perfect.
Oh, you are so sweet, Mary. Thank you. Okay, I think that will work. So we're going to put some more of those squares on this because I think we want a little more dimension on that. I think we probably have more than we need on there, but that's okay. I'll put these in there a little bit for just, I'm not going to peel all the backs off. I just want to make it so it doesn't sink in the middle. So a lot of times I'll just put a foam square there and not take the backing off, just so that it, like I said, so it doesn't dip in the middle. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of center that in there. And I also don't want to cover up my sentiments too much, so you might have to move your bow's tails a little bit. Okay, so now we'll just take these little guys, and again, these foam squares are getting a workout today. I just think they add so much. When you just put just a little bit of dimension, makes a big difference. So let's get our little scarf on there first. Do you want it there or there? Now I'm kind of wondering. I played with it before I put the bow on, so I just have to mess with it a little bit. But again, I do like it just without anything on there. Maybe like that. Get that other little backer off.
Jen says she loves these.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Kind of want to, there we go. Don't want them too even. All right. So there you have it. You saw how quickly we made these 2 cards. Oh, I didn't tell you. I did use, I used that stamp, and then I stamped it in the white, the Alabaster Pigment Ink, and then I used Alabaster embossing powder with that, and I just had that ready to go before I started. So there are our little sweater cards. Make sure you don't forget about the promotion, because you want to get in on those media mover tools. Let me just switch my phone. Excuse me while I move you around. So yeah, get in on that special, because I think there's like 3 tools. It's a $10 value, and they do all kinds of fun, cool things. I'm excited to get mine so I can play with them and show you what I do with them. And I hope that you had fun today. I had a lot of fun, and I hope that you will try out this new technique if you haven't tried it before. The foil sheets, they're called, or excuse me, the flock sheets, flock transfer sheets. And there are several things you can do. You've got stenciling. It shows that you can use them with, there's some foam you can use with them. And then they've got some embossing here. So check these out. They are a lot of fun. And like I said, there's a lot of really fun colors to choose from. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back next week with an autumn project I have in mind. I'll probably be using the gel press, or the I have both. I have a gel press and I have a gel plate, but basically I'll be using that with aqua pigments and with a leaf die, or not die, but stamp that I want to show you some cool techniques with. So I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.